I'm Cheryl Swift, Duchess of Rock and Roll. I'm here today with Brian Collins,
Hello.
Rockwell Jacobs, and Magno from the Brian Collins Band. We're here today in lovely Earth City, Missouri,
Yep.
at the Bronx Diva Shoe Store, checking out some testosterone shoes. And we're going to do a little interview today with my boys.
Yeah.
So Brian and I were talking this morning. We've known each other, what?
3-4 years.
3-4
right?
years
Yeah.
now. And I
Who's counting?
absolutely, we don't count. When you're good friends, you don't count,
Feels
right?
like forever.
Yes, I'm sorry. So Brian's in town this weekend doing a series of gigs. He did a show last night in Bethalto, Illinois at the airport. That was super fun.
Yeah,
I mean,
so weird.
have you ever played with airplanes landing next to you before?
No, not at all. We played on an airplane actually, so
So
in
cool.
midair, yeah.
That's so awesome. I want to be a rock star and play in midair or
Yeah,
something.
there you go.
So they played last night in Bethalto. Tonight they're here in Webster Groves, Missouri at Llewellyn's. Tomorrow night at the Llewellyn's in St. Charles.
Yeah.
And but Brian has played much bigger stages.
Yeah.
Talk to me a little bit about how your career has been evolving.
Yeah, I mean, when you're at a grassroots level and an independent artist, you kind of just take whatever stage is given to you, I mean, we've played with stages like Kiss, Alabama, Zach Brown Band, so, and then, you've played at airports.
Yes.
And we've played,
Our friends
in
got
living
cards,
rooms.
yeah.
So, but, I mean, that's the thing. We love music, and we'll play it. We want people to hear it. We want to, get the word out there, and we're happy to play it.
Yes. And you're good at what you do. I know a lot of singer-songwriters, and one of the things I appreciate so much about your music is it's got this positive spin. Not like motivational, but there's this positive underlying happiness and joy that comes out in your songwriting. And where do you think that emanates from in you?
I think it's just the spirit that I have with me. My parents are very positive people, and it's kind of a reflection from how they raised me. And I always like the happy ending in the stories, and I always like to bring it up on a positive note. So.
Yes. And I think one of your first commercial successes was a song, Shine a Little Love, correct?
Yeah, that was the second single we released off the Healing Highway album, and did really well. Made it to number 9 on the Country Music Row chart, and it was a #1 video for 5 or 6 weeks on CMT.
That was pretty exciting.
It was crazy.
To see your friends,
Yeah.
like it's nice to see people have success, but when you see your friends have commercial success, it's like, oh yeah, I know him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we barbecue together.
Yeah.
It's such a nice feeling. Like I'm blessed to know a lot of people in the music world, but when your friends start to have some success, and so then you started the Sail Fest, the Sal Fest. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, Saul Fest is short for Shine a Little Love Fest, and you can check some of it out on soulfest.com, but it was a festival created with just sort of the mantra of you get what you give, and put forward positive energy and positive vibes. And, we want to kind of shine the light on many different charities, many different functions that are a positive and forward thinking.
Yes.
And let music be the
catalyst.
The catalyst,
to that.
yeah.
And that's one of the things too that I appreciate about your music so much is that you're always involved in charity, always willing to give a little bit extra, always willing to take the money and disperse it to charities, and you've had some success with that along the way, and I appreciate that about you and other artists who are willing to put their name out there associated with charity to make a difference for other people.
Well, to me, I would be doing this whether if I was in music or not.
Yes.
So, for me, it's just something that naturally, I mean, if you haven't given to something, I mean, there's just a feeling that you get. And there's no such thing as selfless giving because, I mean, you get something out of it. You totally, it warms your heart and makes you feel good.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just a certain integrity about it, and
Yeah.
you're really great at that. So thank
Thanks.
you for being that in the music world. Now lately, there's also now you are charting, from what I understand, with the Healing Highway. Tell us about
the
this.
Healing Highway. We've transitioned to our next single, which is the title track of the album, and wow, we're just really catching on fire. We've already broken top 30 in our 8th week on the radio. We're about to release our CMT video with a world premiere, and so stay tuned out there and keep requesting it on the radio, and stay tuned for the CMT premiere. We're going to need all the fan votes we can get.
Yes.
You know, and
I will be on social media like a crazy person.
keep the little guy alive.
Yes.
You know.
Well, you know, it's beautiful, like I said, to see the success. And your writing is brilliant. The band you've put together is brilliant. Your singing is brilliant. Like every time you open your mouth, I'm sorry, I'm embarrassing the band. I just love it. I love the harmonies. Like last night on the way home, we talked about the harmonies and what you've created with the guys and with your singing. And I just love your music. Like it's like I put the CD in and I'm happy. Well, all your CDs, but I've been listening to the Healing Highway more.
That's the idea, you know. When we put that CD together, my feeling was just, you know, I wanted a CD that felt more like what an album used to be.
Yes.
You know, when you just didn't take it out and you listened from beginning to end.
Yeah, and I think that's an emerging trend. There are some other artists that are doing that, especially, I don't know how you feel about Sturgill Simpson. I happen to love him. But his new album is epic. It's a story.
Yeah.
And it's lovely. And your album, you know, I love albums with that feel where they're tied together.
You know, that whole album is my journey, you know, from leaving home and heading to Nashville with this dream on my back, you know, and hopefully, you know, seeing it come through, and it talks about leaving things behind, you know, keeping a great attitude, and also things lost and missed. And,
yes.
You know,
because we all have it all, don't we?
Yeah.
People always are like, oh, he's so successful. And I'm like, yeah, 13 years later. Look up the backstory.
Right.
20 years, you know. Everybody's like, oh, you've always been involved in music. I'm like, yeah, but the blog started this year. I've been involved in music 25 years.
Right. So you know what you're talking about. You've been around.
I've seen it. And so seeing success is wonderful. So tell us after the Healing Highway. So we have the CMT video coming out, which I know CMT is loving on him because my daughter and I were invited to see a CMA recording recently, and we learned you were in the room later.
Oh, right.
I was like, wow, I'm so popular I can't even see my own friends now.
Yeah. It's you know, what can I say? You got to make an appointment.
Apparently I have to make an appointment. I'm so blessed that I got to be here with him today.
Call a guy who's going to call a guy.
Yeah.
He'll call you.
Call my guy and he'll text me.
And then you get a voicemail.
So the Healing Highway is out. So what's next for you?
You know, right now we're continuing the tour. We've done the nation, the East Coast, the Midwest. Next thing we're doing is West Coast.
Check that out. Check them out, my West Coast friends.
Yeah. You know, and we've kind of been on a journey. We've been out on the road now for 3 months. We're going to get a couple of weeks off, but we're going to kick back up though doing that. Right. I'm propped up for a reason.
I let them sleep today.
So, you know, we're gonna be kicking things off with the CMA Fest. I've got a show coming up at Douglas Corner on June the 11th.
Check them out at CMA Fest, Joe.
That's going to be 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock. So that's going to be just kind of a fun meet and greet and a thank you for, you know, following us and being our fans. And it's just going to be a free show and having fun. So.
Nice.
But other than that, just going to keep continuing out west and keep spreading the good word of the Healing Highway. And
the Healing Highway.
We're going to be wearing our new fancy shoes.
Oh, new fancy shoes.
Yeah.
The boys got some shoes today.
Yeah, check it out.
Check it out. So, there you have it.
Yeah, you know, you'll be able to see me on stage with my white rims. Don't scuff my rims. No.
Don't scuff his rims, y'all. So that's awesome. Well, it is my pleasure to call you my friend and to get to listen to your music. I just adore you guys.
Thank you so
much. I meet a lot of people. I hope I don't cry. But it's especially great when they treat me and my daughter well. And when they treat my friends well. It means so much to me. I'm so blessed with friends that treat her. When we were in Nashville a couple months ago, we were invited to Brian's CD release party, which was just fabulous. Thank you so much for having us there. And they included Bella and treated her like a rock star, and we went to the after party, and it means a lot to me as both a mom and someone in the industry how big your hearts are and how you treat everyone that way, but especially the kids. I mean, that just really means something to me.
Well, you know, it's you treat people, and you get, like I said, you get what you get, you know.
Yes.
So and you know, for me, it's, you know, Mom would whip my ass. You know, if I was treating people
Patsy
bad.
Collins, we love you. We love you, Patsy Collins.
You know.
Yes.
So it's ingrained in me.
Yes. Yeah. You did well. You did well. So we're here today. We're at Bronx Diva Shoes in Earth City. You can check out the men's line at testosteroneshoes.com. You can check out Brian's music at
BrianCollinsmusic.com. You can also go. You can go to the website. But we're also on Twitter, which is official BCB, Instagram official BCB, and Facebook is official Brian Collins Band.
Right on. So I'm Cheryl Swift, Duchess of Rock and Roll. You can check me out at duchessofrockandroll.com and on Twitter, Duchess of R&R, and on Instagram, Duchess of R&R. I'm here with Brian Rockwell and Mango, and we wish you all peace, love, and rock and roll.
Thank you very much.
All right.